Hello, my name is Dorothy Caldwell. Today is March 16th, 2024. I'm at the National Quilt Museum in Paducah, Kentucky. And the quilt hanging behind me is a biblical sampler quilt. And this is an explanation of what all the different quilt squares mean. There's star and cross and Jacob's ladder, and all of the quilt blocks have some kind of biblical reference. And this quilt was made by my mother-in-law, Mary Caldwell. She finished it in the year 2000. This quilt, there's one very similar to it that she made for Mark's cousin, Steve Caldwell, who was an Episcopalian priest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And she made it for him, for his church, and she made this one because she wanted Mark to have one, which is very, very similar. And it's the only quilt she ever made that she attempted to duplicate a previous quilt. And I happened to be in the car with her when we were driving to Hancock's to buy the fabric. And I remember this because she said, well, I'm not sure we're going to buy it. I'm not sure, I might find what I want, but we could go back and get it later. And I said, if you find the fabric you want, we're going to buy it. We are not going to go back and get it later. So she got the fabric at Hancock's, of course, because where else would she get it? And this quilt is all hand-pieced and hand-quilted. She would sit in a chair. Some of them she quilted on a frame, but then when that got too hard, she'd get a big loop and she'd hand-quilt them. And she gave it to Mark, I assume probably about the year 2000. And there's a sleeve on it because it was on display at our church, the United Church of Paducah. It was on display at a couple of friends who had businesses downtown. If people wanted to have a quilt on display, we'd get this one out. And it's a lovely quilt, and it will be an heirloom for our children.